ups and downs, life.
Are you still like bodybuilding and training, or like what's your main? What do you do now?
Yeah, still training, but not, not taking any cycles or blasts or anything, just TRT, just, trying to be healthy and fit. And yeah, I think I'm done. Yeah, you won't see me on stage ever again.
But you obviously people that don't know about your background, you were pretty popular coming up with Callum Von Moger. You used to train with him a lot.
Yeah, well, we went to the same school and this camera. Yeah, same footy club, and yes, basically like 10-minute drive from each other. So
You used to speak to him?
yeah. Yeah, I spoke to him today and yesterday. Yeah, been speaking to him a fair bit. He's in Thailand at the moment.
Yeah, everyone's moving there, man. Australia's fuck.
I
Everyone's
know,
going
you're
there to
telling me. Yeah.
live the dream life, and the dollar goes further.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's coming back soon though, just for a bit, and then he'll probably go back.
Oh, tell him when he's back on. We'll get him on the podcast while he's in Australia.
Yeah, I'll tell him
Yeah,
100%.
I'd love to have a talk because he's still working in with Is he still with what is it? Bucked up, whatever.
Nah, that all went to scrap
Shit.
probably maybe a year ago now. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
what's he doing then? Is he just coasting through life?
Yeah. Yeah. He's had his battles, ups and downs, just trying to, I guess, fight the demons.
Yeah.
But he's doing all right now, which is good. He's just taking a bit of time off social media and, just being present.
Yeah, it's social media sort of thing. Because he sort of came up in the era where it was sort of transitioning to social media. I think it's blown out of control now. Like, there's so much pressure on everyone, like especially content creators. You got to content. Everyone
Yeah.
expects so much of you. You got to deliver, and it's hard when you can't.
Yeah, bro. Like I recently sort of just, I don't know, just stopped posting, stopped doing reels. I just got over it. I don't know. I needed a
Yeah,
break, and I went to try post one this morning, and it just like uploaded, but didn't actually go through. It just came up with this blank screen like 2 hours later, zero views, and I was like, all right, well, chat GPT it, and that gave me like fuck all. So I just deleted it in the end and just posted an old pic.
yeah. So, but what's your main focus now? Is your anime t-shirts?
Yeah, just that. And I've been doing disability work too. So that's sort of been a bit of a fresh breath of air, like just different stuff. Like I'll train with them in the gym. So it's sort of already what I'm doing, but, helping people that actually need it, like I've always helped people who's, wanted to lose weight or gain muscle, compete, whatever it is. And I still do, but it's been good just doing like 20 hours a week. Yeah, doing this stuff. So I only just started like 2 months ago, I reckon. So
Well, I have a lot of
yeah,
friends that do that stuff like that. Especially one of my mates. He loves it. He like takes them all out to like movies and that.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like I've only just been taking them to the gym, doing a few other things, but yeah, mainly gym. But I think maybe in the next coming months I'll start to have a group of them and do some fun stuff. Yeah.
yeah, killer. So what do you where from where you started bodybuilding? Obviously, you competed in the IFBB league with Callum and that. Where do you reckon you peak and where did you want to go and you peak? Like, tell us your timeline of where you were trying to get but didn't sort of happen, and just give us a brief overview of how you've gone from high school to throughout your career.
Yeah, so I started competing 2011. I was a teenager. That was natty. Did that. I wanted to be a natty pro, and then sort of realized, I was watching Antoine Valiant, and I liked his physique, and I'm like, oh, I'll get him to coach me. And I was asking him for like 6 months straight, just kept nagging him, kept nagging him, kept nagging him, and finally he's like, yeah, all right, and he, yeah, sort of gave me the ways, what to do, blah blah blah, and then so I was 2011, jumped on 2013, did a junior comp in IFBB and came second there, and then took 2 years off, jumped on growth, and I reckon that's when I fully made my biggest changes 100%. I think I was like 92 kilos on stage, and then I was 109 on stage in 2 years, and probably leaner. So that was
Yeah,
probably the
that's
biggest.
big.
Yeah, that was probably the biggest jump. And then, yeah, that's 2016 compared to 2018 with John Oregon. So John Oregon helped Dallas McCarver. He helped Kevin Lerone, a few other dudes. He put some good mass on me, and I had a bit of a. I had my daughter and stuff, and that all went to shit. That relationship, so I was sort of like the whole year just didn't know what I was doing, just trying to sort my mental health out. Blah blah blah. And yeah, 2018 did that show, and what was crazy, I was looking hectic. A week out, 2 weeks out. And the week before, he was just like, all right, let's cut out the gear, start taking diuretics. And I was like, huh? And, that was new to me. So probably the third or fourth day in, I peaked. And then after that, like the day later, the next day, I just looked like a natty. Like it looked crap.
Yeah, you went
So,
too flat.
yeah, like I just looked stringy, and I was like, oh, what the hell? And I freaked out. So I just pinned all my gear again, took some growth, just ate up for 2 days. I spilled over a bit, came into that show, compared it against Christian, what's his name? Caldwell, is it?
I'm not sure.
He's a pro now, Christian Caldwell, I think. Anyway, so then I wasn't happy with that, and I was like, all right, I trained with Justin Compton while he was in Doldies, and we became friends and whatnot. So I just said, oh, can you help me for my next show at the Arnold's? And he's like, yeah, cool, done. And this was, I think, yeah, coming to my peak. Long story short, again, I got some growth off this Indian dude, lol. And he was a natty dude, funny enough. And I was using it and nothing was happening, and got a blood test, blah, blah. It was bunk. So got my money back there, and I just went, fuck this. I'm just going to not
Yeah.
use any growth for that comp. And yeah, Justin just led me through the way there. So I would say I was probably peaking then, to be honest, at the Arnold's 2019. I came in a bit flat. We took a diuretic before, probably didn't need it. So that night I said, look, let's not do a diuretic. Didn't do it. And then the next day, yeah, woke up fucking much better, fuller, and ready to rock then. Um, so then after that, that's, yeah, 2019, yeah. Went to see Cal for like 7 weeks or so in America. And I was rebounding at the time too. And Justin's the king at rebounds, even though, I don't know, if people believe in rebounds, people don't. But I swear, I don't know, I put on some good mass on that rebound and probably looked my best ever. And yeah, that was sort of just before lockdown. I was definitely my peak right then. And lockdown happened, didn't have a gym to train at. I was like, all right, well, what's the point of taking any gear?
Mm.
So it came down to basically a TRT. And then I was just like, oh, you know what? I'm going to come off everything, just not train for 2 months. Should never, ever have done that. And yeah, it was hard to come back ever since that. And then there was going to be a show, and then it got cancelled. Then there's going to be another show, got cancelled. And then finally, it was like 15, 20 weeks out, I think 2022. And Aaron, who owns Al's Gym, who helped Jake Nicolopoulos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went and saw him, and the plan was to compete in Classic because I was literally like 112 kilos, like just small. And he's like, look, you're going to have to lose 12 kilos. You're going to be shit. So I was just like, fuck, all right, well, bulked for like 10 weeks, got on gear and stuff, and then had to cut back in 10 weeks, which was not ideal at all. Like I should have taken my time, rebuilt the muscle that I had, blah, 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 whatever. And yeah, that was a bit of a fucked prep. I reckon I should never have done it. And another thing, I was meant to be using Stanner, and turned out to be debol. Like within 3 days, my weight just exploded. Put on heaps of water. So that pissed me off, but it is what it is, and I ended up just competing still. Looked not ideal. That was against Lucky and some other dude, and then I was
Oh,
like,
yeah, I remember Lucky.
I'm not happy. Yeah, so I was like, fuck
You're
this.
basically summing up
Literally
bodybuilding in
that night.
Australia. Half the shit you get's fake, half the shit's wrong. It's so hard here. Because
Yeah,
how
and
did you
that
experience it
yeah.
in America compared to Australia? Did you find it's way better in America, easier to do?
Yeah, well, I was fucking growing real good over there. Even if it was 6 weeks, I was I was blowing up. Yeah, and I
Because
was staying
Andy
real
from
lean
Protan,
too.
she always
So
says to me every time I see her, she goes, I don't know what it is about those USA boys, there's something in the fucking water over there.
nah, it has to be because look, yeah, like you said, the gear over here it's hit and miss. Sometimes it
Yeah.
can be good, sometimes it's rat shit. But yeah, over there I had a pretty good contact from who, and yeah, that was that. But I wish lockdown never happened, but is what it is, and I reckon I would have been my best for sure if there was a comp in 2020. But shit happens. But yeah, so I ended up competing in Philippines, which was literally like I competed that day at the VIX. Said to my missus at 12 a.m., I'm booking a flight to the Philippines. We're going. So I basically packed all that shit, flew the next day, and yeah, competed over there in classic. Came second, and I was like, "Fuck, all right, one more." Then went to Thailand, spent like 4 weeks there, and did the classic there. And by that time, my physique was just like starving, had enough, just looked small, and I just followed through, and that was sort of it, bro. I came back, did a little rebound, um, grew a bit, and then I was just like, hang on, I think I'm falling out of love with it. Like my passion just wasn't there, and I don't know, just I sort of missed being normal and having normal energy, and you know,
Well, you got kids as well, and like you got a family. It's hard. People don't
yeah, and
realize
I
how,
just
especially because didn't go pro. You're not making like big dollars from
no,
it. People don't
yeah,
understand how hard it is. It's easy to lose the love when you. I mean, it's not like you didn't try. You tried, and then it just kept
that's what I
working
mean.
out.
Yeah, and that was another thing. Like there's a few things. So I I was doing a bit of mushies here and there in lockdown, just trying to figure out who I was, what I was doing, blah blah blah. And one of the trips I had, it basically said, "Why are you taking gear for? Stop it."
Mm,
So that was kind of you know, a little bit of a realization, bit of a self-conscious ego, whatever it was. So that definitely played a part of it, and got fed up with the gear. Heart wasn't in it. So all those little things, it was just like, all right, well, I think it's time to pack up shop, hang the boots up, and call it a day, and just help others.
yeah. So you still do coaching for online coaching?
Yeah, still do coaching. Yeah, yeah,
Mainly is
yeah.
your client base
Oh,
mainly Australians?
yeah. I've got one in India, one in America, but yeah, mainly Australia. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
How you finding it? Do you feel that bodybuilding's still on from your point of view, that's still on the up and coming now? It's getting more popular, or do you find it still? You reckon it's more popular, hardcore sort of back in the day when you were in your prime?
That's a good question. I guess because I was so deep in it back then, and I was following it more. Maybe I'm going to be biased and say, it was back then, but I see, the recent comps just gone with who's the dude who just won?
John,
Yeah, like
yeah,
I
he
really
bet
liked
me
his
because
physique, and
I
I was
got
like,
fourth in that lineup.
yeah. So I was just like, I rate that physique, I respect that 100%. So I think, yeah, it's probably on the climb again now.
Mm. I think there's
Yeah,
more people doing it, but I wouldn't
yeah,
say there's better physiques. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
there's
Look,
still like the same amount of great physiques. It's just that there's so many more
yeah.
people doing it now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I remember at the Arnold's, it was me, Chase, Jake, Ross, Chris. Uh,
Yeah,
what's
because
his name?
Jake doesn't compete anymore either.
Nah, but he's. I think he's like still keen. When I last spoke to Aaron, but just with welding or whatever it is, and I think he's just real busy with that. So correct me if I'm wrong. Sorry, but pretty sure that's what's going on with him. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, because he's still doing all the metal fabrication work and that, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah, that's hard work. Like that's full business mode, and then he's got kids as well, and he's still pretty jacked. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, he's still
Yeah,
like, all the pictures you post, he's still like full swole off season, and obviously
yeah, yeah. Full as a bull. Yeah,
full, yeah, full as shit.
yeah,
What else we got? So were you ever like, this is what I want to do, like I want to be an Olympian, or were you sort of, you're always like, I'll do this till something better comes? It was never like, this is my passion, this is my love.
yeah. I think it was a bit of both, and honestly, I'd be lying to say I didn't want to be on the pro stage, but then again, I sort of realized if I was going to be on the pro stage, it probably might have happened already, and that's, I guess, realizing there's genetics and then there's, you know, elite genetics.
Mm.
So, and I did have the passion for it as well, but it just sort of died. And another realization was I don't think I'd ever be on the Olympia stage. So what's the point?
Mm. But it,
And
yeah, it's like if you love something, you just do it anyway. You know, like, people that play
yeah,
basketball, their team may never win the NBA finals, but they still play it.
yeah, and that's what I mean. Like I still train 4 days a week. I still eat like a bodybuilder. I still try and be optimal, but I'm more relaxed. Like not caring as much and not like it took me a while. Probably took me 2 years to get rid of the body dysmorphia from being 125, 130 kilos to being 107, 106 kilos. But now I'm pretty happy. Like I'm like, all right, if I can maintain this, we're sweet.
Yeah. It's easy once you've had it. Because if anyone says anything, you're like, mate, my primer looks way better than you know?
Well, yeah, I sort of whip out the phone here and there and go, oh, this is what I was. Huh.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like
That's
it now, but it's what it once was. This.
Yeah, that's good because you've done it. Like it's easy once you've done something, it's always easier to let it go. Like because you've been like you've been peeled, you've looked amazing. Yeah, you got some fucking good mass on you at one stage. So it's not like you didn't try. Like you said, your physique was up there. Like if you took your
Yeah,
prime now,
I,
like
I, I gave it a good crack.
yeah, you'd still compete. Like you'd be up there at nationals now. You'd be up there for the pro card at your prime.
Yeah, it'd be interesting, that's for sure. I think my back was probably my biggest weak point for sure. Yeah,
Yeah, that was like Callum
yeah,
as well. Because Callum,
100%.
you and Callum were both more classic looking. You know, like
Yeah,
Callum had
yeah,
didn't have the back, he had the arms, he never had thick legs. He was very Arnold-esque look.
yeah, yeah. His arms just take over everything.
Yeah.
Like when we've trained a few times with back, I've corrected him, and then he's like, "Oh fuck, I'm feeling my lats and shit now." But even you know what? Before he had the injuries, I promise you, his legs were looking pretty thick. Honestly, yeah.
Mm.
Like
Yeah, I would have
they
loved
come
to
up
see him do
quite a
that
lot, but
the
then
classic IFBB debut. That would be good if he did that.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like it would have been like this has been biased a little bit. I reckon he could have been up there if he brought his back up. Like I believe he had the potential to do a lot of things.
Mm.
And even Jay Cutler told him the same thing. If you fully locked in, blah blah blah.
Mm.
But I guess life happens, things happens weirdly, and you just gotta roll with it.
Yeah. Ashley, Dave, you got any questions for Adam?
No,
I do have one, but
Yeah.
you got it from Dave or
no, I'm all good.
um. First of all, nice to meet you.
You too, brother.
Over a podcast. I do recall coming across some of your reels when you were pumping them out full stick, right? and
Yep.
they were all centered around this the new kind of, I hate saying the word scientific training, but it's all the kind of stuff that you see Paul Carter preach, low reps to keep muscle damage low, 2 to 4 working
He's a
sets per
goose.
muscle. Yeah, so I guess my question is, when you started doing reels like that, because obviously this isn't Paul Carter's, it's not his findings. Like, I
Yeah.
understand that. So
Yeah.
I'm not saying that, you were doing them because he was doing them. I guess
Yeah.
my question to you is, where along your journey did you come across, obviously, because, a lot of this comes from studies as well. Where in
Yeah.
your journey did you come across this type of, well, I want to say type of training, but I hate saying that too, because I hate categorizing things as type of trainings. I believe
Yeah.
everything's a mix of everything.
Yeah.
When did you specifically decide to start making reels on this type of training, which, let's just call it, I don't know, the optimal scientific training or some shit? Do you know what I mean? Like, I hate to, once again,
100%.
probably the
Yeah.
wrong wording, but
Yeah.
yeah, can you tell me a bit more about that? Because that's the last that I
Yeah.
kind of sort of.
So when I first started, the first year I started training legs, I was doing max OT. I'm not sure if you've heard of max OT before.
Yeah.
So that was all like 4 to 6 reps, 6 sets of muscle, kind of similar to Dorian's in a way. And I always sort of, even with Justin Compton, funny enough, he put me on something really similar. And then week points, it'd be twice a week, split the sets in half. So I was kind of doing it here and there way back, and now that I went on TRT, because I was sort of doing this shit for, maybe a year or two ago, and I found it was good, definitely for the general public. Like, my content was never really for full bodybuilders. Do you know what I mean? Because I do believe bodybuilders do need a little bit more here and there. But in saying that, to go back, 2020, like just before the lockdowns, I was doing fuck all sets. Like, I'm talking 4 sets, 6 to 8 reps, and it worked again. So it's always been there. But I will admit, once I started watching that Goose and what's the other dude's name?
A few of them. There's
Oh, I'm trying to.
you're talking about the nerdy skinny bloke. I mean, they're all nerdy and skinny, but
Yeah, he's got glasses. He's an older dude.
yeah,
Trying to
it's
think of his name.
Chris something, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and I did it, and I was just like, it was super simple. I was still getting results, getting clients who were not competing to do that. Like, say if they've got physical jobs, if they're bricklayers, whatever they're doing, I switched them from their high volume to that, and they were growing really good. So I'm like, all right, it's definitely working. And I'll be honest, probably the last 3 or 4 months, I've sort of stopped doing that. And I've gone back to, you might have seen on my reels how I'm not going all the way down on my chest, and I'm not arching my back. I'm not pinching my shoulder blades back. And I've added more sets. Instead of sticking to one rep range, I'm doing, 8 to 12, 15. And I've started seeing better gains going back to that, even on TRT now. So I'll admit to say, like, I've changed in my thoughts.
I think
But
everything works until it doesn't, right?
yeah, and I do find I still believe the dudes who don't want to be bodybuilders, they're just general public and who have hectic jobs, it definitely does work. But
Chris
again,
Beardsley, that was his name, wasn't it? Beardsley.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
Beardsley
it. Yep.
doesn't even have a beard, but yeah.
No, looks like Poindexter.
Oh yeah, I just think I've had a few interactions with them, and they're fucking cocksuckers, to be honest.
The Natty crew is like a cult.
Well, the thing is,
And that's what I've
wasn't even
seen.
that-
All this, it's a fucking cult.
like Paul
Like
Carter.
Mike Israel and shit. They say all
Yeah.
this shit until it's wrong, and then they're like, "Oh, well, science has changed now. This is what it is." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Well,
Yeah.
why'd you back it so hard in the first place?"
Yeah, and look, I will fully admit too, like, I saw their shit taken off, and I'm like, they've got so many fucking followers. How are they doing this? So I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna sort of do it my way and kind of, I guess, preach the same shit in different ways, and it did take off for me. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm just going to run with it. You know?
I think that's because Instagram rewards extremist views. If you
Mm.
can talk about anything in absolutes and in extreme ways, that's always going to be what gets the views. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. And if you
Yeah, if you're a normal person, it's like, oh, everything's grey, everything can work, it's consistency, high, low volume, blah,
yeah,
blah, and you agree with everything, and then you agree with nothing, and people are like, what do you stand for?
yeah,
You
Well,
have
it's
to
just
be
boring.
hard set on something.
It's more interesting
yeah,
for you to think that somebody has the magic formula, especially
Yeah.
if they're sitting in front of you and saying, "This is 100% the only way to do it." You know, it
Yeah.
just sounds more interesting. It really, you know, ropes you
yeah,
in.
no, 100%, definitely. And if you get a few guys, or they're doing it and they're like, oh fuck, I've changed, because maybe it's just been different from their approach. So of course they're going to get little newbie gains anyway. And like I said, people who've got physical jobs. I've had one client recently, he's been like 2 years, and he came from, I'm not going to say who the coach was, but he's a pro, and yeah, he's doing 15, 20 sets of body part, wasn't really growing, was on a bunch of gear, blah, blah. Put him on fuck all sets and boom,
Mm. I think maybe,
So
obviously,
I think,
whatever, it doesn't matter what you choose. Even if you're a low volume camp, you maybe do that for 3 blocks, and then maybe when you're cruising on TRT,
yeah,
go back to high volume, so you're almost resensitized to low volume. You
yeah,
can't do
I
everything,
definitely
anything
agree. Like for me
indefinitely.
now, yeah, like for me now, I want to still bring up my chest and back or whatever. So I'd probably do, 4 or 5 sets twice a week.
Mm.
And those sets aren't like drop sets and stuff. It's just pretty straight sets,
Yeah.
8 to 12, 15 reps. And in the last 3 months, I've seen some chest gains again. It's been good, and back gains.
Yeah.
Well, I've
So I'm
always
just
loved.
I'm just running with that at the moment.
I'm a low volume guy as well. If I like
Yeah,
no more than 5 sets, say if I'm doing back, I do 5 working sets on back in one session, maybe a top up
yeah,
during the week of 2.
yeah,
So I mean, like 7 sets over the week on back.
yeah. Exactly. See, that's basically the same as me. And I don't know. Like I feel like maybe this might be, what do you say? Not conspiracy, but like I feel like people who can actually contract the muscle and
Yeah.
don't actually ego lift and lift in stupid heavy weights, I think they look better. Whereas if you see dudes who just focus on moving A to B, their physiques aren't as impressive. They looked a bit squashed. They're not as aesthetically pleasing. I
You
don't know, because I've
To me,
seen
if you're moving the
some
weight,
new.
you're powerlifting. If you're contracting
Yeah,
the weight,
yeah,
it's bodybuilding. Like I'll sometimes I'll do one top set and I won't even do my
yeah,
second one. But man, I'm wrecked already because I'm so good
yeah.
at engaging in the muscle. And I'm like, oh man,
There you
what I
go.
do is
Yeah,
if I drop more than 4, if I use the same weight and I drop 4 to 5 reps in the second set, to me, I've burnt out the muscle so much, even after 3 minutes rest, that I don't need that
yeah,
second set because the first set was
yeah,
effective enough to pull me
yeah,
down that many reps.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And like, to go back to that too, like, yeah, I was only doing one exercise for chest, maybe 2 or 3 sets twice a week. And now I've been doing like 3 exercises, still doing, 5 total sets, but, you know, doing the incline, decline, flat, whatever. I've been doing it, and it's fucking, the titties have come up.
Mm.
So,
Like you said, what I've seen is in beginners, right, when you're training them, like in person or whatever, you keep saying one more, and they just keep going. Their
yeah,
fibers are still recruiting. Whereas
yeah,
people like us that are experienced trainers, you get that one clean rep, then all of a sudden you're like, then you can't even move it.
yeah,
All
exactly.
your fibers are recruited, and then all of a
Yeah,
sudden they're good, and then they're fucked.
yeah,
I feel like that's how you monitor experience. People that can keep going are beginner trainers. Like they still fibers are coming, fibers are recruiting. Whereas if you
yeah,
do a one good rep and then you can't move it anymore, you're done.
that's it. Yeah, unless you like, I don't know, try to
Great
do it,
mechanical failure.
you're squirming this one
Yeah.
side. Yeah,
Yeah, I hate when I see clients do that. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
I'm like, just
no,
stop. You failed.
yeah,
Stop bringing
that's
the
it.
shoulders into it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
amen.
It's definitely
Actually, have,
training is a skill. People don't understand that. I had two clients train with me this week. Their chest isn't growing, and they got like, I don't know, 8 sets in their workout. They did 3 sets with me, and they were going like this. Oh, my chest is so sore. And I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, because I was
same
with you. And I'm
experiences.
telling you how to use it. I'm like, drop your shoulders, drag it back. Don't
Yes,
do your
yeah,
front. Stop there. Hold it.
yeah,
Push. Contract. Control the eccentric. And they're just
yeah,
like, ah.
yeah.
Yeah.
That happens to me all the time. Like I'll tell clients come to a sesh with me, I'll fix your form, and straight away they're like, oh fuck, I've never felt my chest this way or my back, whatever. So
How many
I think,
clients you get? Oh, can you see my nutrition? Because I'm fine with the training. You're like, no, you're
oh
not. No, you're not. I hate it when they say
yeah,
that. I'm like, bro, even I know I don't know everything. I'm still learning, but I guarantee I know
yeah,
more than you. That's why you're coming in
yeah,
for coaching.
yeah. And you can
Yeah.
always learn more. Like I still learn. I don't know everything.
And things
You can,
change.
yeah, yep,
Yeah, but we know more than the most people because we've had experience. Like you've been to America, you train with people. Like you, out of all of us here, you probably train with the most people that like the pros in America. And that you've probably the most experience out of all of us.
yeah. It's been different opinions, different views. Like I reckon Justin Compton, when I trained with him, bro, like just the way he can contract, and it wasn't even that heavy. Like we were at Doldy's, and he was only doing 3 plates on the flat hammer strength for pecs. And I was sort of like keeping up with him, and I'm like, hang on, he's literally recruiting everything right now, and I'm just going A to B. And that's sort of when I changed it then to stop, But obviously I got carried away here and there, but yeah, he was definitely like the sickest person to train with.
It's like look at Dexter Jackson. He's always like, I always tell people, it's not the weight, it's the weight you put on the muscle. Like just because you're lifting heavy, it doesn't mean your chest is taking all that weight. If you can get all the weight in your chest,
Yep.
man, like RDLs, I can fuck myself up on 2 plates if I wanted to.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't need, but I can lift like 7. But if I'm doing that, I'm bracing, I'm body, I'm power, I'm moving with all my muscles. Whereas if I just isolate the glutes, 2 plates is enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, external load doesn't necessarily always equal internal stimulus, So
yeah, exactly. Because you got to bring other muscles into it.
Yeah,
and
well, I mean, look,
exactly
historically, I'm an ex-power lifter, so I know all about that.
Yeah.
I'm bigger than I've ever been, but I'm not stronger than I've ever been.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah,
But if you can get stronger at lifting like that, like if you go from 2 plates to 2.5 over 2 years, you'll be bigger.
Well, let me put it this way:
exactly.
like, I used to be able to squat 300 kilos for reps, like on a barbell squat, right? Now I'm on a hack squat with 3 plates aside, and my legs are twice the size. So, it's because I stopped the mentality of just moving a weight from A to B, and I went to, okay, I'm going to move this muscle and move as inefficiently as possible, as opposed to moving as efficiently as possible, which is what powerlifting is. So, yeah, that's kind of my take on it. So,
well, you're still lifting sufficiently. It's not inefficient. It's just efficient in a different way.
Well, if we're talking about in terms of being able to move maximal load, I will put my body in a position so that the levers are the longest, so that I therefore need the least amount of load to get the maximal amount of stimulus. Like on the hack squat, my feet are low. All that kind of bullshit. So
like if you see, I don't know, your car jack drop and the car drops on your mate, you're not gonna do strict form and try to lift this car up, are you? You're gonna fucking power lift that shit off.
No.
That's the difference. You're just trying to move it. You don't give a fuck how, you're just moving it. That's powerlifting. I don't care how fast it moves as long as it moves. But bodybuilding, it's like, I tell people, like I've actually just recently uploaded a training video. It's just me training at Aussie incline. It's just natural. And we were doing bicep curls. He's like, I normally do this weight. Mate, we did at least half the weight, even go less, like 40% of what he was using. Because he was just like, and all he was using was his shoulder. I'm like, no, in the bicep, finally using his bicep. And he's like using like 3 kilo dumbbells.
Yeah.
You want to know what's funny is sorry, you go, Adam.
Yeah, so it's same thing. Like if you go watch Phil Heath or if you go watch Justin Compton, they're not bicep curling a lot of weight, and they got monster arms. Yeah, it's genetic. Okay, I get it, but I think even Arnold said, he used to cheat curl heaps of weight, whatever. But back in the day, I think like towards the end, he wasn't doing any more than 50 pounds. Correct me if I'm wrong. Dumbbell press.
I don't think Arnold would have listed over, but it's I think that's what people where the idea come from, where the pros always lie about their gear because people don't know how to train and they don't grow like a pro because pros just naturally know how to contract. They think it's all in the gear when nobody. What stressed me out the most, like everyone just wants to pound gear, but they never look at nutrition and training. It's always gear. That's what makes you grow up. They don't understand how your training can be so much goddamn better. And then they eat like shit as well. Like I've got people come to me and their breakfast is like, "Oh, where do you get your protein from?" "Oh, Up and Go." And I'm
My
like,
vape.
you know,
Well, do you want to know something actually that's quite interesting is you guys might have experienced this, but when we talk about changing the way that we lift a weight, right? So, we slow it down, we lower the weight and we reset, so to speak, right? Let's just talk about, A to B training versus contracting a muscle training. When you start a new training block, right, and you pick a new exercise, whatever it may be, and then over the course of, say, 6 months, you've gone from, let's just say, a 2 plate aside chest press to a 4 plate side chest press for X amount of reps. You can still, at the end of every, training block or 6 to 8 months or whatever, audit your technique and you'll notice you'll take another plate off again. So every time you go, you get to a point where you're like, fuck, I'm starting to like lift heavy load on this. I can guarantee you your internal focus and whatnot has definitely still changed from when you first
Yes.
started that block. Now that's not a bad thing. Keep in mind, you still have to fucking go there sometimes. Like there's no point in just dicking around and keeping the same
No.
load, the same reps weeks and weeks and weeks. But every now and again, I do believe you do need to audit your training and reset your technique. But what that proves is that there is a huge difference between, how we perceive our training and what's actually happening. Because if you can go 6 to 8 months and add, 100 kilos to a lift, but then you can just decide one day to take 20 kilos off of that and then immediately get weaker, quote unquote, but obviously you've changed your technique so the stimulus is higher. It just goes to show
Yeah.
how slow progressive overload and adding weight to the bar really is.
mm,
Yep.
So that's kind of like a little thing I tell people when they go, "Oh, look, I've added 100 kilos to my lift." I'm like, yeah, but I can guarantee you if you went back to the way that you were thinking about moving that weight when we first started this training block, you still have probably added too much load. But like I said, that is still a necessity in training, but it's more so just a reminder that, hey, every X amount of weeks or whatever, audit yourself and go, hang
that
on a minute, what am I really doing?
that's the whole point where like so I might do 8 weeks of training, then deload. Then week one is always reassessing the numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
always do that to my clients.
yeah.
I'll strip them
Week
back
one's
Yeah.
literally pissy training, hey
and
Dave?
I'll say how sore they are that first week.
Yeah, because you're
Yeah.
like, I'll just do like 60% of all whatever you weight. Say you got up to in week 3 of the first block. I'll start from those weights. You go back there, you're like, you do it different because your mind muscle connection. You're like, I'll reset. I don't care if I have to go lighter. It's week one, and you do it all probably again. You're like, oh man, I'm wrecked. This is only week one. I fucking, because you're so engaging in it.
Yeah,
Like
we
you
get
said,
so
sometimes you
caught up
progress a
in
bit too fast.
just beating the numbers, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes I don't even mind if I just keep the weight the same for the whole
Yeah.
8 weeks and just try like get 1 rep each week.
Hey, it's called regressive overload.
Oh yeah, regressive. That's the new thing they coined on this podcast now. You heard it. Regressive
Well,
overload's the new hype. There you go. Social media's going fire now. Go
I mean,
post
look,
that. I'm starting a new thing, regressive overload. This is the new system.
I think you still need a metric to track progression, i.e., tracking your reps and sets. But yeah, like I said, it's actually probably not technically. It's just not a good gauge of internal stimulus, like I said, But look, because we still need something to chase and we still need a way of measuring, we can only just do our best to keep technique
Yeah.
the same. And yeah, like I said, every new block just reset.
I always use the example of like, if you do a standing dumbbell curl, how much weight do you use? Like maybe 14 kilos.
Yeah.
And old mate, when he first joins the gym, he's doing 10 kilos.
Mm.
So if your arms are going to grow like 8 inches and you're doing 4 kilos more, you're not really doing more weight every time, are you? So
Mm.
there has to be something else that's growing your muscle. It's not just doing more weight.
Yeah. Like you said,
Yeah.
I think
agree.
obviously the years training, your muscles are just better at lifting it. They just don't.
Yeah.
Just
So
try-
the thing
Like
becomes then, how as online coaches, how do you translate that to your clients without being there in person?
I think this is why the quality of
Yeah.
online coaching gets so shit because you can't translate this. So people still have to sell a product. So they sell an ideology of a way to train because it's really hard to sell a skill set. So it's easier to just be like, do 6 reps, don't do 12. So they push this as like a brand model when that's not really like that's not the focus. The focus should be you need to learn a skill set that's going to take years to learn,
Mm.
but you can't sell that
Mm.
on a fucking Newey link. So if you say, hey,
No.
you're doing 12 reps, you need to do 6, you can sell that overnight.
yeah. Or you just say, hey,
Yeah.
make sure you add an extra rep every week. Boom.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I said, if you scale things right in terms of like load lifted versus size of the body, you know, there's plenty of IFBB pros that I could back in my day when I was powerlifting lift more than, but I was fucking half their size. So when you talk about, okay, something else is growing the muscle, it's like, yeah, just time doing it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Literally. You know, he's contracted his muscle 10 million times. I've contracted mine 2 million, you know, like, so there is something to be said for just simply being in the game a long ass time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, as your muscle grows as well, it becomes easy to contract because if you got a slab of back lat, it's easy to contract it when you've got a slab there already. Yeah. The more as you start developing it, the easier it gets to connect with it because there's more muscle there.
More
Yeah, and
muscle,
if
more
muscle
cell.
size was directly
Yeah.
correlated to strength, then all your Justin Comptons and your Phil Heaths of the world would have been barbell squatting, you know,
Yeah.
1,000 kilos, but they
Yeah.
weren't.
Yeah.
You know, Phil Heath was notorious for back squatting 3 plates and yelling
Yeah.
and screaming. And, you know, Justin Compton, he was a strong motherfucker, but
Yeah.
same deal, like curling 15 kilo dumbbells and shit. Like, hey, all of us 4 can do that, but you know, let's be honest.
You remember Ben Chow training with Luke Sandow who said, I don't know what happened. Like, I used to do everything Luke did, and he'd just be twice the size.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Luke, it's genetics as well. Like their muscles just know how to fire.
That's right. Yeah.
Mm.
Like since I've, you know, just been on the TRT route, it was harder for me to contract and get pumps, obviously, than it was when I was heavier, bigger, blah, blah, blah. But I feel like now it's coming back,
Mm.
if that makes sense. Like I haven't written down my weight or my reps and stuff in months and months, and I feel like I'm changing now instead of, you know, a year ago when I was just trying to, you know, 4 to 8 reps, just trying to beat this, beat that, and the pumps weren't as good. And you know, people say, "Oh, pump doesn't mean shit," but I swear to God, like if you can't get a pump in the muscle,
Yeah,
it's you know,
yeah. I agree. There's got to be some feeling there.
Yeah.
Also, as well, I never put early on people on low volume because they don't know how to connect. Low volume only works
Yeah.
with experienced trainers. High volume is always the way to start until
Yeah.
you start building muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about muscle growth too, or anything in the science world is, although we think we know what we know, we actually don't. Like there's plenty of things that were apparently true for 50 years. And then one day they turned around and went, oh, hang on, this actually isn't true. Like, you know, Adam, you would know this very well too. Like, or all you guys, you know, we first believed that muscles tore and then rebuilded back. And that's how they got
A
bigger.
lot of the studies that we have too weren't studies for bodybuilding. They were studies
That's
for
right.
other things that we've
Yeah.
taken and applied it for bodybuilding to imagine how it might work. But they're not
Yeah.
actually like studies done on bodybuilders training to build muscle. They're studies done on aged individuals trying not to lose muscle. And we've been like,
Yeah.
okay, well, if that
Muscle
works,
wasting.
maybe that makes sense for bodybuilding. But it's not even the same thing.
Yeah, like we actually don't know. Like all these words that we call things, like, you know, fucking, you know, our muscle fibers and our telomeres and this, that. These are all words that we've made up as humans to describe things that we can't actually see. So a lot of the things that we're saying are all based off of, you know, obviously, yes, research, but one day in 50 years from now, they could turn around and say, oh, actually, we fucking got this all wrong.
I saw
What
a
I
study
hate
and it was individuals did a leg extension. They did 2 sets of a leg extension twice a week for 12 weeks. So that's 24 sets of leg, or 58 sets of leg extensions that they're doing over 12 weeks. And then they're measuring their muscle size through ultrasound at the end of it. Some were doing 20 reps, some were doing 6 reps. And they're trying to argue like if 20 reps or 6 reps is better. But it's like, who are these individuals? How
Yeah.
well are they doing the leg extension? What are they eating? How's their sleep?
Yeah.
Like, how old are they? Like, we
What's
don't
their
know
muscle
any of
fiber
this.
type?
How
Yeah.
many was there 5 doing 6 reps and 5 doing 20, or was there 1,000? Or like, we don't know. So you're going to go and base your whole training off a study.
Yeah. That's what I hate is all that scientific crap is you look at it, you got to take it all for a grain of salt. It's untrained individuals,
Yeah.
20 women, you know, where it's like it's nothing range body. I'm like, I don't understand these natural, like most you say, oh, this study, this study. The evidence is already there. Do you know what a study is? Jay Cutler, Ronnie Coleman, all the bodybuilders,
Yeah.
there's your study.
That's right.
That's already done. There's
Yeah.
A
a
lot of those
study here. If
studies
it
too.
fucking works, there's your evidence.
Yes.
These studies
I
are
agree.
done by university students.
We don't need studies. We've got anecdotal evidence that what they did fucking worked.
Yeah, these
Yeah,
studies
and
are
you'll
done by
see like
university students, and they're purely just doing the study to get a mark on their grade.
Yeah.
So they're
yeah,
just ticking the box and they're just going to fill it out and make it, yeah, I did a study, I got people doing this, this is what they did. And they're filling it out as like, like when we're in school and you do an exam, you're not really making it perfect, you're just doing it so you can pass. So like, how well are these studies done anyway?
That's why I love Scott Stevenson. He was on the podcast recently with Scott McNally. They were going over, they had the people on the Maya rep study. And even the people that did the study, they're like, oh, you got to take it for a grain of salt because of this. And they did the study. And even they were saying, oh, we did this to try to emulate this, but at the end of the day, you got to take it for a grain of salt. I'm like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, a great takeaway from that one, actually. If you remember, there was that one outlier who gained 100 kilos on his chest press in
Yeah,
the 12-week study. So there's an example of somebody who may well have been detrained and then simply just retrained,
yeah,
So you don't know where you're pulling these people from. They're
yeah,
from fucking all over the place, with different backgrounds. And, he might have been an ex-football player that had a fuck ton of muscle mass on him when he was younger, and maybe he
yeah.
just retrained. So
Or he's
yeah,
just
the
like
studies
Tongan or
mean
something and he just has a,
yeah, literally. So these studies are all bullshit, man. Although I will say the most interesting study that I ever came across when I was younger was, when they did single limb training and then the rested limb still grew.
Oh, yeah, for like injuries and stuff.
That to me is fucking awesome.
Yeah, where this arm still grew even though they're training this arm.
Yeah, like if you got a
Yeah,
broken arm, it's kind of like you might as well still keep training your other arm. And that was one of the coolest things I ever seen. And that also ties into how, how we once thought tearing a muscle was the only way to make it grow. It's not
mm,
true. So
yeah. Stimulate, don't annihilate. That's another
mm,
reason why I like the way you're saying, Adam, where we can track the muscle in that because when you're controlling the eccentrics, you're also getting tendon strengthening because eccentric
yeah,
loading is really good for tendon health. So if you're on gear, our muscles get strong quick. We're getting tendon health in the lower eccentrics, and when you're controlling it as well, you know when failure is because you know
yeah,
mechanical failure. As soon as that strict form drops, you know that's it. That muscle's done.
yeah, yeah. I feel like if you're not changing in the mirror, you're doing something wrong. Like you got to do something else. That's
also
So
that's
you,
the
you should change pretty fast. Like if,
yeah,
if you've gone 8 to 10 weeks of training and you're not seeing significant changes,
yeah,
you should be. Otherwise, you're doing something very wrong.
yeah. I agree.
So, do you struggle with much of your clients, Adam, or your client base is pretty good at progressing? They know pretty much well how to train. Like you can explain it to them pretty well.
Yeah, like
Frozen.
low tier people. Sometimes they won't check in for fucking 3 weeks, or they might, um, gain 5 kilos in a week, all that kind of shit. And it's like you can only do so much with those ones. And then the ones that actually put in the work, they message you when they need to. They send you their video forms. They send you their check-ins on time every week. They're the ones that recently,
Frozen again.
I don't really do it, but he came me 4 weeks out and he was only on 150 milligrams of test. Like that was it. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And he looked, I don't know, 9% max, we'll say he was. So I was like, fuck, we got 4 weeks to get him shredded. And that's the best I can do. And he just went, yep, I'll do everything I'm told. And he did. And, he pulled through in the end. He got shredded. And obviously I can't grow him in 4 weeks, but he changed pretty fucking well in 4 weeks.
Well, it's a perfect example, right? Is lately Andrew Jack won the Arnold's, went and trained with
Yeah.
who did he train with again?
Kamal.
Yeah, he went and trained with him, and then all of a sudden, because his training was better, he looked better.
Yep.
Perfect
Imagine if like
example.
Andrew Jackson
And that's
hadn't.
a pro. That's a pro at his level.
Mm,
So you can't knock the train.
no.
People got to understand. And I swear as well, through my career, every off season, every prep, my gear's just gotten lower and lower because I know how to train. I know my
Yeah.
nutrition. You don't actually need that much. I was the one who back in the day used to think, oh, these pros lie about the gear, lie about the use. Now I understand, like, no, you're leaner, you're better at training, you have more muscle mass.
Mm,
You don't need that much gear. Like some of my clients, they come to me, they're running like double what I'm running, and I'm like, Jesus, what are you doing?
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you and me, Andrew,
Do you
both
guys
of us
ever?
post blowing up off of fucking TRT.
Yeah, so I mean, like I'm still post show, like well, 6 weeks post show tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we just started the lean gain last week, and I'm only running 2 mil test, 1 mil EQ. That's it. And I'm just getting
Yeah.
mad strong.
Sweet. Any growth or nah?
Oh yeah, I'm on five. What do we? We started on 5. I'm up to 7 now.
Yeah. Yeah, so
700.
Neil Hill coached me after my junior comp on the IFBB, yeah. And
Mm.
my gear was XY, and he goes, all right, let's just do 750 tests, 200 EQ, 20 or 30 D-bol, 1 anadrol, and we added growth, and I fucking mutated.
Yeah. Anadrol GH. When I was in Thailand and I was on those Anadrol green 50s and the proper like GH pens, I put on like 6 kilos in 2 weeks only eating in deficit.
I reckon the pens, they're fucking way better. Call me out if I'm wrong, but I swear, when I first got on growth and I used them for 6 months, that change I had was fucking stupid.
Mm.
You
I
know,
find as well as I get older, GH is way more effective. I'd rather run higher GH and way less gear.
yeah, yeah. Well, like when I was competing, I couldn't afford the farmer, so I was using the generics, and it was like fucking $600 per thing, whatever it was, and it was just fucking ridiculous. So
Bodybuilding is a sport where it has the least reward and the most cost.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Hey,
That's
Adam, when you were with
Yo,
Compton, did he ever suggest that you try to source Increlex?
yep.
Okay, did you ever
And I'll tell you, I'm gonna tell you this story here. Yeah, this is a funny story. You've brought it up. So I was in America at the time, and I said to Cal, I said, "Oi, can you ask your fucking source if they can get Increlex?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll see what I can do." Anyway, he couldn't get onto it, so I don't know if I should say his name. Fuck, I'll say his name. uh, he's from London. He's really well known. Maybe I shouldn't
not
say,
Dave
but he ended up.
Crossland.
No, no, no,
must
no, no.
say it?
Dave Crossland. You know Dave
Cuba,
Crossland, though.
Oh, I was going to say,
Cuba
I bet you it
helps.
was Cuba. Yeah, I was going to
Oh,
say
Yeah,
it.
Cuba sent Increlex to Cal's house, and I told Cal, let's fucking give it a crack. And I couldn't use much because I was leaving, and then Cal gave it a crack, and I swear to God, the day he first used it, and we went and trained, I'm like, what the fuck? Like Cal changed like in hours time. It was fucked.
Sort of dosages was he similar to what Compton was saying, like 25 to 50 micrograms
Yeah, I
type of
think it was
thing?
like 50. Yeah, 50. Yeah.
is that superficial though? Like it's like each of those pumps, but it doesn't correlate to gains.
I don't know.
Um,
Compton swore by it.
yeah, no, bro, like I reckon it definitely from that time I was doing it, like just little bits, it fucking helped for sure. But I wish I could have done it for a while and but we were partying here and there too, and I'd never partied before, so
Well, I only brought that up because my mate just sent me a photo of Increlex. He's from Australia and he managed to source it. So I thought I'd
yeah,
ask
right.
you about it.
Isn't
Yeah,
it how
no,
expensive?
if it's legit,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
why I wouldn't bother buying it because I wouldn't
yeah.
trust it.
Because I remember seeing it once.
Yeah,
It's like
here's the thing.
it's more expensive than
Sorry.
GH.
Yeah, it was fucking expensive. And look, who knows the travel time fucked it or not? I don't know because it was mixed. So yeah, I don't know. I definitely saw something from it though.
What's it
Unless it was
come in a preloaded cartridge, does it? Or
just like a vial thing.
Well,
Yeah,
it's just like insulin, isn't it? Just a
yeah,
peptide.
yeah, yeah,
yeah, okay. Because what he had was I think it was the 4 ml, 40 milligram. So is that 4 1 ml
yeah,
vials, is it? Or
yeah, yeah. I think that's it. Yeah,
it looked legit, I'll say that much, but as we all know, but plenty of pharma shit that looks legit that ain't legit.
Mm.
yeah, yeah. So has he started it yet or not?
No, I messaged him. I said, "Hey, bro, like, should I even ask how much that cost you?" And that's about as far as we got the conversation. I literally had the conversation just as I was hopping onto the podcast. Ghosty messaged me and said, "You jumping on?" And I was having a convo with him about it. So I'll dig a little bit deeper and I'll
Yeah.
find out.
Yeah,
A lot of
give
things
him a
I've heard from
month on
people
it and
is
see what happens.
it's not worth the money. That
Well, I'll
Yeah,
you can
find out
get
the
enough from
price.
GH and insulin.
Well, that's it, man. If it's
yeah,
anything that I've heard the price of Increlex, then I won't even bother. I'll spend that on 50 kits of growth.
Yeah. I'd rather do like
yeah,
15 IU a day GH with like an insulin load pre and post.
yeah. Fuck
I'm
yeah.
going to have to head off. It's 5 o'clock. So,
No worries, Dave. Cheers for coming on.
right.
Hey, Dave.
Good luck in prep. Hope you're doing well.
For sure, man.
Peace.
See you guys.
See you,
Yeah,
bro.
Equinox. Yeah, I've heard Vigorous Steve talk about it. And it's
Yeah, I was going to say
the
him.
doses you got to run. Like he said, you can get the gains anyway using normal insulin injections. It just might speed the process up a little bit. But for the cost, he said for the cost, it's not worth it.
Yeah, yeah.
I suppose that's like with anything, really, isn't it? Like, if you're a bodybuilder, you're always going to look for that fucking 1%. But yeah, if you make the logical decision, then yeah, like gains per like unit of money it costs you, fuck that.
Especially when you can attain it without it, with just GH insulin.
Yeah, look, if someone gave it to me for free, for sure.
Oh
but,
yeah,
I'm not paying fucking,
Right.
$7,000-$8,000 for a fucking Increlex kit,
Oh, no, it definitely wasn't that much when we got it. No way.
No, I'm sure it wasn't, but you know what I mean. Like, fuck.
No, but that's because you're in Australia. It would cost like probably $1,000.
Oh, fuck,
Yeah.
probably more than that.
Yeah, and that would probably only last you like 4 weeks, not even.
Well, 4 milligrams, you divide that by 50 micrograms. What's that? 80 to 80 days at 50 micrograms or so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
$1,000.
Yeah.
So it's like $10 a day.
Did you guys ever get on the GH15 forums or nah?
Nah.
I think that was a bit before my time, maybe.
Yeah, it's a bit before my time.
Yeah.
I didn't start bodybuilding in 2017, Adam. I used to play semi-pro basketball.
Oh, fuck. Oh, really?
My first show was 2017, natural, ICN. I was 60 kilos on stage.
Yeah, fuck.
And that was only 9 years ago. And now, just then I was 102.
You'll have to show me some pictures of that, Andrew.
How tall are you?
5'7".
Yeah, and what, you say baseball or basketball?
Basketball.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah, I was a gunpoint guard, man. I was a lights out shooter.
Are you watching the playoffs at the moment?
Nah, NBA shit now. Mate, our era, Kobe Bryant, Baron Davis, Allen Iverson, Garnett, Tim Duncan, when fucking players stayed in their fucking team and there was rivalry, I loved that shit. Now it's just fucking trade field.
Goislop.
Nah, what did it for me, the last strike, obviously Kobe retiring, but as soon as LeBron went to the Lakers, like, I'm done with the NBA. I was done.
Fair
Fucking
enough.
mega teams and shit. I was like, just give people it's like bodybuilding, right? It's like, they always try to find the next best thing. How about just worry about your fucking own lane? That's why for NBA, like, the teams were teams. There's so much rivalry now. It's like every time I watch it, I'm like, all the players, I don't know them anymore. That team, then he's in there, then he's in there. And I'm like, I'm done with this. It's not the same.
So how heavy are you now?
At the moment, 110.
Yeah, nice. How are you feeling?
Fine. I was 127 before. I did a league's pre-off season last time.
Yeah, fuck.
I was 125, and then Cam got me down to 100 kilos for state show.
Yeah. Were you on a sleep mask?
Oh, yeah. I've been having a CPAP ever since I was over 100 kilos.
Yeah,
Even the missus has one. My missus is IFBB Pro Women's Physique.
Ah, true. That's
Yeah,
right.
she hit 80 kilos this off-season. She's only like 5'3".
Yeah, fuck.
She's got black genetics, mate. She's like Rihanna dark.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. The calves on her, she's got like those bubble calves.
Yeah, diamonds.
Yeah, we've done, because we were sponsored by Darren's for a while. She's done the Romania Pro in Toronto.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so we're going to, next year we've got to do shows again because they got a 3-year rule now. We have to compete every 3 years.
Yeah.
So we have to compete. We're either going to do the New York Pro, I think it's New York, Pittsburgh, and Optimum Nutrition. Because I want to go, at least I'm going to travel into at least 3 shows, or it's Texas, Tampa, Chicago, or it's going to be like France, Romania, Portugal at the end of the year.
Yeah,
What we'll probably aim for most. Because if we do end of the year next year, I'll do season C and then go over to Romania with her.
Yeah. How do you go traveling on the plane? Like, do you have a little protocol you do, or do you go business class, or?
Yeah, I always go at least premium. I try to go business depending on the cost at the time, and also sometimes it's weird. Like you do business, but you've got shittier layovers, and it's actually better than premium. So I sort of time it with that, and then I just do protein and veg only on a plane. I never do carbs on a plane.
Yeah. Can you sleep on the plane or nah?
Only in a lay flat bed. If I'm in a premium economy, I can sort of zone in and out for 20 minutes. But what I do is I normally just smash myself with weed gummies.
Yeah. So I was like, my whole peak of my career from like 2015 to 2020, I was smoking cones every day. Yeah.
Oh, mate. So do you know Dave Fidel?
Yeah.
Dave, you know, like, So he
Yeah,
said to me when
yeah,
I got to
yeah,
like over 120 my last off season, I could not get comfortable in bed. He was just start smoking, bro. I'm like, all right,
yeah,
now I smoke every
yeah,
night.
yeah, yeah. So I've stopped it 3 years ago, and I've probably had it 8 or 9 times since. But if I was going on flights, I'd stay up for 24 hours, smoke heaps of weed right before. I'd have a
Mhm.
Valley and a Zanny, and just
Yeah.
see ya on the plane. I'm
Yeah,
done.
so I have CBD gum or the sorry, not CBD, THC gummies and
Yeah,
CBD, and then I get the
yeah,
Valium from the doctor, and you have that, and then I'm fucking out like a light for 8 hours.
yeah,
I
yeah.
actually have another
That's
question
the
for
key.
you, Adam.
Yeah.
I don't want to take up too much of your time
No,
or
all good. I'm not in a rush or anything. You go.
yeah, sweet. This is more so just personal curiosity, but obviously, so back when I was coming up with getting into bodybuilding and that, it was guys like you that were actually on stage, like yourself,
Yeah,
Benson Millgate. There
yeah,
was kind of the OGs, and you guys were all doing like FitX in Australia or whatever it was called back then and whatnot. Anyways, to fast forward to my question. So obviously, you were friends with Callum, and
yeah,
he went down obviously a bit of a rocky road and what that.
yeah.
Do you find that there is a pretty large occurrence of like addiction and substance abuse in like bodybuilding, especially in your era? Like I'm not even talking about like, like hard drugs, but like painkillers, weed, that kind of shit. Do you think that was quite prevalent back when you were doing your thing at the higher amateur level?
It's funny you say that because I thought I was the only weird cunt fucking blazing all day, you know, getting my food in, sleeping good. And it helped me so much just to relax because I was, if I was on EQ or fucking trend, whatever it was, I'd be like anxious at night and just restless. And that used to just chill me the fuck out. And I just didn't care. And no one would ever know. I used to do it. I used to smoke a cone before the gym. I'd go to the expo, ripped ass, and I competed in 2022 stoned.
Yeah,
That was a funny
mate,
thing, but
Adam,
to
backstage, all I was doing was fucking vaping.
yeah, yeah.
Chilled as
But
fuck.
to
You
answer
feel
that
all the
question,
muscles because I'm can't switch off my ADD. At night, I have to
yeah,
have to chill out just to sit down with the missus and watch a movie. I was like,
yeah, and that's what I mean, bro. Like for now, because I'm not on that dose anymore, I don't like. I'm pretty zen, But when I was, on more dose. I was like that fuck all the time, and I needed that to switch off.
do you
But
think it was the
yeah,
dose
to
though?
answer your question,
Was it the dose
I
though,
I
or was it
think so.
the pressure that you had on yourself with bodybuilding and everything?
Nah, I definitely reckon it was the gear because as soon as I stopped it, I was like, oh, I don't really feel that way anymore. And I remember doing tiny little cycles like um, 250 tests, 350 tests with 150 mass to 150 primo here and there, a few years ago. And it would sort of creep up to me a little bit, like a little bit of anxiety. And I'm like, right, I'm just
Mm.
going to stay here because I feel good. If I go anymore, it's going to fucking come to me. But yeah, to answer that question, not really. Like Cal wasn't even smoking weed when I was over with him. I was the weirdo just, blazing and but I did hear from other people. Cedric McMillan used to do it. Dallas McCarver used to do it. Someone told me he got it for him here. Sean Roden.
God, Sean Road, you can tell in his face, mate. I already knew
Yeah, that's what. And once
that.
you've done it and been there, you know who's
Yeah, who's
chilling
fucked
out
up?
and who's not. Yeah.
Mm. Well, I only
But
wanted to ask
no, not
because no, sorry, you go.
yeah, like not really, bro. Like that's the truth. Like yeah, Cal had his stuff, but it was more. That was after his, you know, after his downfall. He was going through some other shit and stuff, and yeah, I'm trying to really think like, yeah, like I've had mates being addicted to painkillers and stuff, but actual bodybuilders, like they were fighters, not not really. Yeah,
Only reason I ask, I suppose, is because I just one curious, but two, like I know what it feels like to, like Andrew, you and me, like I as well love the gummies and all that, but yeah, it's such a slippery slope sometimes, bro. Because in prep, it became less of a I'm going to take this to chill out and more of just a okay, this is just routine now. So you can see how it gets messy. You know what I mean? Like All it would take is for one motherfucker to go, oh, you should try this painkiller or this or something, and then before you know it, you're
Yeah.
like, you know. So I never ever judge guys that go down that path because I can see how easy it can be, especially as bodybuilders. We're addicted motherfuckers. We'll find something and we'll fucking hyper focus on it, you know. So
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm not. If someone said don't smoke tonight, I'll give you this. I'm like, easy. I won't smoke. Like I
yeah,
go out to dinner
Yeah.
last
See,
night. Man.
when I
I
was
only get
full
home to
on,
like normally I get high from after dinner. I normally have dinner and start winding down. Last night
yeah.
I was out to like 10 o'clock. Didn't have anything. It's
Yeah.
fine.
See, me, I couldn't do that. It was like, it came to, like bedtime, and I'm like, fuck, I need to like punch like 2 cones or whatever and go to bed.
Yeah.
But
See, I just want it because I
when
feel
I,
like for my bodybuilding, it's going to help. So like if I'm going to bed more like high strung and brain going on, I'm not going to be as recovered. So I'm
yeah.
like, I need to chill out. I need a little bit. So
yeah.
I do
Yeah.
it purely because I know it will help my bodybuilding.
This probably
Yeah.
sounds
Yeah.
like, you know, for me it was always the escape. I think it's because,
Yeah.
especially during prep, it was like everything's so bodybuilding. And I love bodybuilding to its core. Anyone that knows me knows that I love it. But
Mm.
it got to the point where it started with the odd gummy here and there. And before I knew it, it would just get to, it was always 4 o'clock. And, you know, I go to bed at 8 o'clock. And there was just, I needed something between 4 and 8 o'clock to just kill time and escape. So,
420.
yeah, exactly right, bro. So,
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Other people game, you smoke weed.
yeah. Oh, well, I don't smoke. I love the gummies, but like I said, I was just curious because I could see how it could go from someone offering me something if you're in that circle of people, which is why I asked Adam, to the next minute you're like, holy fuck, I'm actually addicted to, I don't know, you know, endone or fucking whatever it is that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Me personally, like, I never really did any of that stuff until like 2019. But I knew in my brain, I can't do this all the time. It's once a fucking blue moon, we have a bit of fun and then call it quits. Like when I told you just before the Valley and the Zanny on the plane, I know if I had Zanny and all the time, I'd be fucked. Like
Yeah.
it feels good, but I know it's gonna fuck me.
Yeah. But like when you use it for a flight, it's for a purpose. It's different.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I remember the
You're
first time I ever
cruising.
tried cocaine, I told the fella who gave it to me, because I've only ever done cocaine once in my life. And I told the guy who gave it to me, I said, do not ever, ever, ever let me have access to this like ever again. Because I'm
Yeah.
just the way I am. I
But
know
I
that
think-
if I, you know what I mean? Like, I'm very strong willed,
Yeah.
but, you know, I have a family history of drug addiction and whatnot. So I reckon
Yeah.
there's definitely something in my DNA or whatever
Yeah.
that it wouldn't take much to set off. So I'm very careful about what I do.
Yeah, do you know what's
Yeah.
funny with when you're on Deca or any nandrolone? If no drug works like shrooms, cocaine, nothing works for me because all my dopamine receptors are flooded already. That's how nandrolone
Really?
works. Weed's
So
the
I
only
was-
drug that hits me, and the only reason I have it as well, I keep having it, is because my ADD. I have a little bit of, from my history, I got a little bit of anger management issues, and that helps me chill the hell out as well. And my anger's
Yeah.
hell subsided now.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember I was on Tren, and that's when I did mushies one time, and literally mid trip, that's when it was like, stop.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Like Rick James, cocaine's a hell of a drug. Well, trend's a hell of a
Yeah.
drug.
fucking
I-
oath.
And I
Actually
tell
makes
people
me
as
feel
well,
better.
I have so many clients that be like, oh, can we try trend? Can we trend? I'm like, bro, trend is strictly for competitors. And even then, you don't even need it. I said, if we're going to use it, it's like 6 to 8 weeks out max, a very minimal dose. You don't need a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, see, Trent
Like,
actually,
you
I'll
run
be
10 meg,
honest.
10 meg every second day, you get effects.
So in the GH15 forums back when I was, coming up, so there was people on there, and he used to swear, if you want to get lean, do low tests, high trend. And people on the forum were like, fucking look at me change, look at this, look at that. And I'm like, fuck it, all right, I'm gonna give this a crack. 250 test, 100 milligrams of trend every day, so 700 milligrams of trend. And fuck, it worked. 4 weeks, I was fucking peeled, and that's all I needed for. It was like 4 to 6 weeks max. But this is where it gets a little crazy. The side effects weren't even that bad because my test was low. The trend was high. I was like this mellow. But if I found, if my test was at a gram or whatever, and my trend was like 300, I'd be fucking.
Yeah, so it amplifies the test.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that
That.
before. Back in the day when I first started gear, it was like, oh, you have to run at least half a meal a day or the trend doesn't work.
Yeah.
That was
Exactly. Yeah.
it was bro shit back in the day. I was like, I used to run minimum 350.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
minimum dose was
Yeah.
50 every other day back
Yeah,
when I
so
first
yeah, it
started.
was 50 every
Yes.
day, every other day. And then it's like, oh, if you're hardcore,
Yeah.
go to a meal.
Yeah, now it's
Yeah,
4
that's
weeks
what it
Yeah.
out,
was. Now
10
it's like
milligrams a day.
now I'm taking like 10 fucking one line a day, 2 lines, and I get just as much effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have
Yeah.
you guys ever tried vet Stanner?
Nah, I haven't.
Bro,
I
that
haven't
was
even tried
like
injectable. I've only
yeah,
tried oral stunner.
the injectable vet grade was fucking crazy. Like
Yeah.
that gave
Is
me
that
some
Compton as
sick
well? That
results.
Spore Bite? I'm sure I saw a podcast where
Didn't it hurt
Compton.
like fuck the pinner because water based? And it was
Yeah,
like
but
white milky.
yeah, so what I used to do, and I was living with this Indian dude for like a month or two, and I was just literally training, eating, fucking staying in the room. That's all I was doing. But I would heat it up with the kettle,
Mm.
boil the kettle, put the winnie in the needle, shake, 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 put water on it, shake, 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 pin it, and it was pretty sweet. Honestly, like maybe once or twice it might have fucked me, but otherwise it's pretty sweet.
That was intramuscular or sub Q?
Yeah, intramuscular. Yeah,
Intramuscular, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I've never
yeah,
tried.
and it was 50 milligrams every day.
Fuck. Yeah. Well, when I'm getting ready for a show, I'll go as high as like 100 meg stand, 100 meg droll for 3 days out.
Yeah, 100 standard every day is it's sick.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you already do it for 3 days because standard's actually one of the worst on the liver. But if you just do it for 3 days,
100%.
yeah,
Yeah,
harden the
yeah.
fuck out
I
of you.
do it like a week out.
And you know what I also like doing the night before the show? I normally do about normally 0.8 to 1 milligram per kilo of alcohol as well. So if you're 100 kilos, 100 mil alcohol night before.
Yeah, I never did that. It was just fucking bongs for me, and we're sleeping.
Oh, I smoke as well. You get the alcohol as
Yeah,
well, chills you out. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Wake up dry as a
yeah.
bone.
I never tried that. I should have.
I got bottles of the coffee Patron still. You can't make it anymore. That coffee Patron, so you get a bit of caffeine as well. Natural
Like
diuretic.
the Kevin Lerone, Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah.
For nationals, Andrew, I actually tried instead of Anadrol, I did Superdrol, and I actually rate it.
Yeah,
Rate it
Yeah, I
highly.
wanted
sick.
to. I
Fuck
was
yeah.
going to, but me and Cam didn't want to mess with the formula because we had it, but I had injectable Superdrol on me.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
Vic qualifiers, I did Anadrol, and then I
Don't
did
worry, next show, boys. Next show, injectable Superdrol.
and then PCA. What did I do? I did Anadrol again, and then because obviously then nationals, I was like, fuck it, let's just try something a bit different here. Yeah, I did Superdrol, and I reckon that was my best look.
Yeah.
So I rated
yeah.
it.
Superdrol's sick.
Yeah, I had a
Yeah.
few people tell me to use that for, especially people that are more prone to holding a bit of water, because I have to use I have
Yeah,
to get my potassium sodium ratio right, so I can get edema. So
Yeah.
they
yeah.
said for people that hold water, it's better than Anadrol.
Yeah, all I did was I did like I don't know, I think it was like 5 days out I started, it was like 20 mig, and then 40, 40, 60, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it was fucking unreal. Like I reckon I was hard as nails.
Yeah.
with Stanner as well.
No, I didn't use any starting with the Super Droll, but when
I
I
probably do like 50 meg Stanner a day, and then maybe like 50 meg Droll.
yeah, I don't know, Super
Yeah,
Droll
that'd
kind
be
of big
sick.
rock band,
Super
I
Droll.
reckon. But who knows? Like maybe if you add it, but then you kind of like what's really doing what, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'd probably have the Stanner in maybe like for a week at like 50 meg, and then I just add the Super Droll 3 days out.
Yeah, but no, I rated it, man. And plus, not to mention, I felt because I trained up every day until
Where'd you pin it? Shoulder, quad, or just where you
no Super Droll. It was just oral.
oh, it wasn't liquid.
Nah.
Oh, I've got injectable Super Droll, probably better.
Yeah, I've
Hey,
got some too, but I don't like injecting close to comp. Like I've had experience before where I've left like little lumps on myself and
Yeah, but
shit.
it's water based.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. No,
Yeah.
I've only got oil based, so
Because it's just like oral power dissolved in water. Yeah.
yeah, nah, my oral suspensions and all that are all in oil, so yeah, fuck that.
Well, next time we do nationals together, we'll catch up 3 days out and we'll both use that bottle I got.
Yeah, all right. We'll see if we end up looking like freaks.
Yeah. So before we go,
Hey,
Adam, because we got here, I just wanted to get your views on nutrition before because it's wrapped up on training. Are you me and Ash,
yes.
we love our high protein. Are you a high protein sort of, just enough fats for your lipid control and then adjusting carbs? Or are
Okay.
you more of a lower
So
protein guy?
yeah, so like I did it high protein for a bit, yeah. Like
What's your high? Because I'm talking about, 4 grams per kilo.
Nah,
If you're 100 kilo, 400
I,
grams.
I could never stomach it, bro. It always made me like not fucking hungry. I felt fucked. I was always 1 gram per pound of body weight, but unless I was 15 kilos or whatever, it'd be like 300 grams of protein. So whatever that works out to be.
And
But
that's just from
I've always
protein.
sort of
You don't count trace protein from carbs?
no and trace
Yeah, trace.
yeah, yeah. But my fats were always pretty high. Like in the 2016 comp that I did, where I looked pretty fucking good. One of my favorite looks was 100 grams of fat every day.
Fuck yeah, I don't go over 60.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
following your preps back in the day, Adam, and I remember you were always, if you weren't doing a high fat baseline diet, you were getting you were doing a lot of cheat meals and stuff like that, or whatever you
Yeah.
want to call them.
You're correct. So that comp I did 2016, this is crazy. So I was only doing literally 30 minutes of cardio every day. Doing the T3, the clan, whatever, cool. And I was having a full cheat day every week, and I was still getting leaner and leaner and fuller and fuller. That was probably like the easiest, chillest prep that time.
Well,
Yeah.
my prep, Adam, my calories didn't drop below like 3,000 this
Yeah,
prep,
sick.
and I did 3 minutes to 20 minutes cardio. That's it.
Yeah,
Week.
fuck. Yeah.
And I was getting peeled up. I had no hunger at all. Hunger didn't even hit me all prep. I'm more
that's
hungry
sick.
now in the off season than I was in prep. I had
Yeah,
no
right,
cheat
okay.
meals. No cheat meals. I didn't even have a cheat meal post show. I had a cappuccino with a mate and straight back to plan.
Did you use Redder last time too?
No, I don't use any of that shit.
Yeah, cool.
It's just 3,000 calories. They're good sized meals. I didn't get hungry. And low volume training,
Yeah.
because my coach had me doing not much cardio, I was never like fatigued. So I didn't get that hunger. My sleep was like a log.
Yeah.
I was waking up fresh. I progressed the whole way up until about 3 weeks from show because Tony had to move the show a bit because a couple of venues. But from like 5 weeks out, after that, I sort of just maintained. But I was progressing the whole way in prep, strength wise.
Yeah, that's fucking sick.
Yeah, it was like perfect prep. And I'm like, man, prep's like this. I can do it. I can do this with my eyes closed.
Yeah. I got a
That's
question
why I
for
really
you.
want to stay lean this off season because I'm like, man, if I stay lean, it'll be even easier.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, I got a question for you. Have you ever like for instance, like if you've had pinned your buys, pinned your tries, pinned your chest, pinned your traps, have you done that stuff or not?
I've pinned my chest. I do every head of the delt, my short head of my tricep, long head of tricep. I've done both heads of my bicep. I haven't done
What with
trap or lat yet, but I do. I love my quads. I pin it all everywhere in my quads.
Is that insulin needle or full bang 1 inches?
Well, I was doing full proper needles, but now because I pin daily, I only use insulin needles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
backload now.
Back then, I was putting test props, fucking straight in the pipes, big 23 gauges, and I swear it made them fucking look bigger.
Yeah, because you were fucking so much information in there, probably scar tissue.
Yeah.
Harpoon.
Yeah.
That's all you had back in the day, though. You didn't have all the. Now there's so much more knowledge out there now. You've seen it grow. Like the coach, even like there's so many high level coaches now. The knowledge out there is so overwhelming for people. They don't know what to believe anymore.
Well, it's funny you say that, Adam, actually, because I only pin gear in places where it's not going to fuck my stage look. So I don't touch my side delts, I don't touch my quads, I don't touch my legs because I don't want anything compromising the look of those body parts. So what's that leave? I do my triceps, I do my biceps, I do my lats, I do my rear delts, and
rear delts is a good one.
Yeah, that's when because I can't even reach my side delt. Lucky I got the missus. She pins my rear.
Bro, it's just how you do it. You got to like lean on a bench and
you got to
put your arm
lean
up like that, and then you use your elbow against the bench to.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. But even then, it's still like to get rear delt.
Man, you must be fucking tight, bro, because I'm tight and even I can do it.
Because my biceps on my chest. Like I'll just get my missus to do it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I wish that you had like insulin. The press pins, like your glucose monitor, blood glucose.
Well, imagine if you just had
how good if you just go and pin yourself like that?
Now, what we really need is like what do they call? Like, you know how you have a drip in your arm, and then that way,
a cannula.
We could just inject into a cannula. That'd be mad. That way, we
put it straight into the vein.
We could pin fucking 20 mil a week. It'd be great.
Yeah.
Have you
We
ever
better
done?
go because we got to eat. But it's good having you on, Adam. Cheers for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
We'll have to have
We
him on
might
again,
get you
bro.
back on again to touch on more nutrition or whatever. There's so many stuff we can talk about.
Oh,
Yeah,
mate.
let me
I've
know.
got plenty more questions for him.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
I'll
done.
buy one of those
Good
anime
enough.
tops.
All right, I'll
Just
just
for
send you
a
one.
plug for everyone as well, Adam. Your anime tops are on. Where do they get? Is it only on Instagram?
No,
Go
there's
to
a website. It's called omniapparel.com.
omniapparel.com, guys. Hit
Yep.
it up. When I do the CapCut edit, I'll put the website down the bottom of the podcast so people can see it.
Legend. Thanks, bro. Appreciate that.
No worries, bro. Cheers for joining us. Everyone have a good weekend. Take care.
Good talking to you, Adam. Thanks, Andrew.
Yeah.
See you, boys.
Bye, boys.